I wanted to ask about is I have clinical depression, and so I take antidepressants.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I am afflicted with the most common side effect, which is sexual side effects. I'm not really sure how to handle this. You know, I have a normal libido, but it's very difficult for me to have actual sex. And I'm not sure, you know, I have a girlfriend and I don't really know how to proceed. You know, I want to have sex again, but it's just, I'm not sure what to do. I don't even know how to talk to her about it.
Sure.
So I was wondering if you had some like general advice that could help me out.
Yeah, so just for time's sake, I'll run through a couple of things really quickly. One is to say that, you know, actual sex is definitely a term I would have you maybe think about again. What does that mean for you? Are you talking just about intercourse? You know, you say that your libido is still high, so typically there are three major different types of sexual side effects. It's, you know, loss of interest or libido. It's difficult with an erection, or it can be difficulty reaching orgasm. So it sounds like you're talking about difficulty with erection. Is that the case?
That's the case, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so redefining your concept of sex and recognizing that there is, again, like we've been saying, so much more available to you than, you know, penetration, than intercourse, so many different ways to have sex or express your sexuality, whether we're talking, you know, obviously about things like cunnilingus or just cuddling, mutual masturbation. I mean, all of these different types of things. Learn to explore all of that, and then recognize that different antidepressants are going to affect people different ways, and that it's good to be having a conversation with your doctor about whether this is the right antidepressant for you, knowing that, you know, maybe it is, and maybe this is just a side effect that you need to learn to accommodate and to work around, but that it could be very possible to switch to another drug and 2 months from now feel like this is a problem completely in the past. So make sure that you're communicating that to your doctor. Real quickly, what else can y'all recommend?
Well, I know from personal experience, I also have side effects from my antidepressants, so I feel you on that one. I would say don't give yourself too hard of a time. Don't overthink it. Don't, you know, don't beat yourself up over it, because one, you're not alone, and two, you're really not alone. There's a lot of people who are dealing with the same side effects. As you rightly said, one of the most common side effects. And so... one of the most common side effects is one of the most commonly prescribed medications. Yes. So, yeah, you're in good company, and hopefully your partner is open to seeing that and understanding of you and your circumstances.
Okay.
Yeah, so communication...
I have a problem with Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry about that. I was just going to say, so yeah, on that note, communication, I think I heard you say that you may have some discomfort around talking with her at this time about this very openly. And if that's coming from a place of again, you maybe feeling some shame about not performing, you know, in a certain way, but what they just said and normalizing the fact that this is a super common experience. And I think if you approach a conversation just in a very vulnerable and honest way, and even just open up and say, you know, this is something I really want to talk to you about, but, you know, I'm worried about how you might react to this, you know, just opening up with a little bit of vulnerability, and then, you know, letting her know that this has been something on your mind. She may very well, you know, just be happy that it sounds like you really are invested in our intimacy and in wanting us to have a good intimate relationship, and then y'all can talk out what that could look like and the different options for sex and closeness.
I mean, I hope she takes it like that. She's great. It's just we haven't really gotten there yet, so it's hard for me to know exactly how she's going to react, you know?
Yeah, and it's human to have that discomfort. You know, I would like to tell you that, you know, if she can't understand you, then, you know, screw her and you don't need her in your life. But life isn't that simple. We live in a culture where, you know, men are expected to have huge, raging hard-ons and
quote unquote perform.
Yeah, we call it a performance. You know, that's the reality of the culture we live in, and that's the messaging that you've been experiencing for your whole life. That's the messaging that she's been experiencing her whole life. So we're hoping to change the narrative, and we're trusting that somebody that you care about is, you know, similarly thinking about these things and is compassionate towards you. But, you know, I also just want to say that it's very human to have that self-doubt. And while we would encourage you to work around it in these different ways, and if it is something that goes beyond, you know, the points that we've briefly hit on today, it's very much something I would encourage you to talk to a therapist, to talk to your prescriber about, because there are a number of different things that can be incredibly helpful. But it's very human to be having those thoughts and having those feelings right now. So we do relate to where you're coming from.
Okay. Well, thank you all very much. I know you're trying to wrap up, so I'm going to hop off. But I really appreciate you guys taking my call and helping me out and being, you know, kind about this. It's not something I can really be open with, you know, to everybody. But I really appreciate y'all helping me out today.
Yeah, I hear that. And we wish you the greatest of sex, you know, whether that means intercourse or whether for you that means something else. We definitely want to encourage you to go out and have a great sex life. So good luck to you.
Hey, you guys too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.